Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people accusing Trump of trying to start another insurrection. He has come online to announce that he expects to be arrested this coming Tuesday. So I tell you what, if President Donald Trump gets arrested, former president, I will go live on this one. Definitely go live. So he claims his arrest is imminent and calls for protest, echoing January 6th. Now, y'all know what happened to those January 6 people. Many of them had to go to jail, although their sentences were a joke. And a lot of them ended up on a permanent do not fly list. So, with a Manhattan grand jury indictment likely, but its timing unclear, Donald J. Trump sought to rally supporters to his side, declaring that he would be arrested on Tuesday and calling for protest. Mr. Trump made the declaration on his site, Truth Social, at 7:26 a.m. on Saturday in a post that ended with the far and away leading Republican candidate and former President of the United States will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest. Take our nation back. Yeah, sound like January 6th talk there. 2 hours later, a spokesman issued a statement saying that Mr. Trump had not written his post with direct knowledge of the timing of any arrests, adding, President Trump is rightfully highlighting his innocence and the weaponization of our injustice system. Isn't it amazing when we say and talk about how unfair the system is? These folks just kind of laugh at us or just blow it off. But when somebody like Donald Trump gets caught up in that same system, now is all of a sudden it's an injustice system. An injustice system he did nothing about the whole time he was in office. I'm just saying. So, but Mr. Trump's social media post had immediate impact. Within hours, Speaker Kevin McCarthy, one of the most powerful people in the federal government and who partly owes his position to Mr. Donald Trump, posted on Twitter that he was calling for investigations into whether federal funds were being used to politically motivate prosecutions, a thinly veiled threat to Manhattan's district attorney, Alvin L. Bragg. A spokeswoman for the district attorney's office declined to comment. Prosecutors working for Mr. Bragg have signaled that an indictment of Mr. Trump could be imminent, but they have not told Mr. Trump's lawyers when the charges expect to stem from the 2016 hush money payment to porn star y'all remember Stormy Daniels would be sought and an arrest made. People with knowledge of the matter said at least one more witness is expected to testify in front of the grand jury, which could delay an indictment, the people said. One of the people said that even if the grand jury were to vote to indict the former president on Monday, Tuesday, surrender was unlikely given the need to arrange timing, travel, and other logistics. The statement from Mr. Trump's spokesman did not explain how he had landed on Tuesday as an arrest date. One person with knowledge of the matter said that Mr. Trump's advisors had guessed it could happen around then, and that someone might have relayed that to the former president. So, one of Trump's attorneys said that his post had been based on news reports and accused the Manhattan District Attorney's Office of conducting a political prosecution. So, Mr. Trump, who declared his third presidential campaign in November, is leading his Republican opponents in most polls, face his first criminal investigation in the late 1970s, has been deeply anxious about the prospect of an arrest, which is expected to include being fingerprinted. One of the people said, when the Trump Organization former chief financial officer Alan H. Wesselberg was arrested in 2021, Mr. Trump watched in horror as news reports showed Mr. Wesselberg flanked by officers in the courthouse, and the former president said he couldn't believe what was happening. Mr. Trump's post on Saturday urging his supporters to protest and reclaim the nation carried unmistakable echoes of January 6th attack on the US Capitol. And the most notorious of those messages, posted December 19th, 2020, he announced on Twitter that he would hold a rally in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. There would be, he told his millions of followers, will be wild. At the rally, Mr. Trump told supporters to march to the Capitol, where the certification of the 2020 presidential election was taking place. He is under investigation by federal prosecutors for his activities before the attack. Investigators later determined the far right extremist groups, as well as ordinary Trump supporters, had read his tweet as a clear cut invitation. They almost immediately sprang into action, acquiring protective gear, setting up encrypted communication channels, and in one case, preparing heavily armed quick action forces to be staged outside of Washington for the event. So it's just going over January 6th and, people that were involved, groups that were involved. So, despite Trump's unpredictable nature, several members of his legal team have said that they expect him to surrender. New York officials have been discussing security arrangements at the Manhattan Criminal Court in case of an indictment, according to people with knowledge of the planning, which was first reported by NBC News. Mr. Trump is expected to be charged in connection with the hush money payment to his former fixer and lawyer, Michael D. Cohen, made to Stormy Daniels, who claimed to be had an affair with Donald Trump. I don't know if you get paid $130,000. I don't know if people consider that an affair. That sounds like never mind. Let me just move on. Don't sound like an affair. So anyway, I know Michael Cohen did testify against Trump this past week. So the payment came in the run up to the 2016 presidential election. Mr. Trump subsequently reimbursed Mr. Cohen. The prosecutors are expected to accuse Mr. Trump of overseeing the false recording of the reimbursement in his company's internal records. The records falsely stated that the payments to Mr. Cohen were legal expenses. So, Trump is doing what Trump does. He denies all wrongdoing and denies having any affair with Mrs. Daniels. Now, I don't think it was an affair. It was just, Trump was being a John. So, anyway, any arrests and processing of Mr. Trump would probably combine the routine steps that every defendant experiences: fingerprinting, photographing, with the pomp according to the former president, whose every move is attended by the U.S. Secret Service. So, ladies and gentlemen, we shall see what happens, whether it's Tuesday or another day. If Trump is arrested, or he, like his attorneys are saying, he was planning on surrendering. Even if he surrender, I will definitely keep my eye on that as well. So something is going to happen. Now, what and when, we don't know yet. But you know how Trump is. Trump is not short on getting attention out here, and he always will. Now, we'll see how his diehards will react to this whole thing. But I don't know if we'll see anything like a January 6th. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't think we're going to see nothing to that level. But yeah, there'll probably be some reaction to it if whether he surrenders or gets arrested sometime in the near future. But please tell me what you think about this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.